Muslim, Christian, Jew, Hindu, Buddhist, and atheist one too, and all in between. This is for the absolute positive good God and truth of your lives, only crossing bigger and better, infinitely forever. Negativity is the state, all in body of matter, of atoms crossing and bonding. The buildings, trees, you, me, everybody, of everything is in a state of radioactive decay and disintegration. A she-he shaft of devilish hells to reality check. But if you don't know this, right, and you think that the world crisscrosses with faith, and not just religious faith, all faith, right? If you don't know this because your faith teaches you that things cross bad, evil, or sinful, and you don't take what's the negative of you, right, and cross it more positive always, right? You're always from birth to death in a state of radioactive decay and disintegration, aging out of reality to one neutral nothing, just negative of you here and now. Dust to wind at the beginning again. And as a man or a woman, right, you can only do it through the faith of you, because all else, right, is only crossing more positive than negative always. It's the only way you can add up, stay, or be good as truth, and it's the absolute bigger, better, here and now than all negativity. You will never ever crisscross any negativity to one nothing by being more negative with the negativity. That is just blind leading blind. And the reality check of it is this. All things creation of existence, again, that crisscross negative with negativity, all people, all places, and all things, right, is in a state of radioactive decay and disintegration, okay, through their atom matter evolved. And this is how it happens, okay? Inside all atoms are protons and neutrons, and on the outside of all atoms are the electron field. Now, everything that isn't you, right, puts off its own energy, okay? And depending on your polarity, right, depending on if it's more positive or more negative, is depending on how you absorb it to the bigger and better of the here and now of your reality check, okay? Now, here's the thing about it. The proton is the positive energy of God, of you, right? It's the good truth of everything only crossing bigger and better to the here and now of its reality. I mean, if it's positive, it's good. That's the God of it, you know what I mean? God is the good of all, and that good is only more positive than anything negative about you, right? But if not, it's not bad, evil, or sinful, right? What it is it's just negatively deficient, okay? Now, the neutron isn't neutral, and it's nothing of being able to sustain its own positive energy always. So what that means is, right, well, it's the soul in the matter of you. And without being overwhelmed, more positive and protonic always, right, it's either too much energy on the neutron, and it causes the neutron to turn into a proton and then releases a negative charge through the electron field of your body, right, that mutates and changes the chemistry in your body. It's the illnesses of all you'll ever know, right, with decay and disintegration, cancer, diabetes, heart disease, strokes, lung disorders, you name it. That's how it happens, okay? Your cells mutate with this negative charge being released from the neutron being turned into a proton. Or you don't have enough energy to sustain the good truth of your matter, more positive energy to sustain the good truth of your matter, and you're either aging out, or through extremes, you're in a state of constant decay and disintegration, like I said, from birth to death. And just like on the outside of an atom, right, when a neutron isn't stabilized more positive and protonic than anything negative about the matter of it, right? It's in a constant state of decay and disintegration. And as a neutron star, it pulsates, right, with this negative energy from positive to negative, right, erratically until it collapses into a black hole abyss, okay? And every time you crisscross with faith, stating that things cross bad, evil, and sinful, blind leading blind, not knowing that this is just a negative way, you always have to cross more positive to make the negative nothing on the neutrons of you, right? You are snaking the neutron from positive to negative, because no faith is good as true. Now, all faith has a spectrum, right? There's more positive faiths than negative faiths, and depending on where your faith is, right, it's depending on how good you may feel for your faith. But in reality check, no faith is lasting good as truth, because if it was, right, that's all we'd be for faith, right? Consistently lasting good as truth only to an absolute bigger better, and this conversation would be nil. And like I said, right, when you crisscross with faith, it's a snake of energy on the matter and the soul of you, which is the neutron of you, that has to always be stabilized more positive and protonic. You know, all throughout your life, you crave to be more positive than anything negative about you. That's the only way you feel good as truth. And that's the only way anything, people, places, or things articulate good as truth. And when you're not, right, you're snaking your matter, right, blindly leading blind. And what happens is it's the she-he shafting devilish hells of all people, places, and things. I mean, to cross negative with negativity is the she-he shafting devilish hells of all people, places, and things. And over a volume of time and through extremes, right, it's the neutral nothing of you. You're in a state of decay and disintegration, and you're killing yourself, right, to one absolute nothing of you here and now, just a black hole abyss on your matter, infinitely negative of you here and now, more positive and good with the devilish hells of you. Jesus was a man who was only one more positive than all negativity. When they put him on the cross, the thief believed, okay? Jesus said, "You will be in paradise with me," right? It's all part of a bigger, better plan, okay? The thief woke up before Jesus, rolled back the tomb, right? Mary came to the thief, asked where Jesus was. He said, "I sent him on his rightful, truthful way." Okay? She kissed him and called him an angel. And this is how the story went. You can't kill something more positive than the negatives of it. You hear me? That makes the negative nothing. The only decay, disintegration, suffering, and death, bad, evil, sinful way you'll ever know. And anywhere on earth, it's not more positive than negative, right? It's, if it's stated by a man or a woman, it's through the faith of them, and it's just negatively deficient of it. That is the bad, evil, sinful way of their faith, okay? Now, if you plug a plug into the wall, right, the positive energy has to outweigh anything negative about the matter of that plug, or either you'll burn your house down or you won't have enough energy to sustain. And your body's the same way. You're half male and you're half female, right? Only cross more positive male with energy than all about female negativity about you. If you do, right, you will only add up good as truth, the absolute bigger, better here and now than all negativity. That doesn't mean you won't be blindsided with negativity, or you won't even act like a fool over it. It just means as soon as you feel it, you won't be in the dark to what's attacking you. It's not a bad, evil, sinful way. It's just a negative way that you have to always make more positive for your life to be good as truth. And if you do, your life will only be bigger and better for it, more positive and good as truth, to the absolute bigger, better here and now of you. That's God, truth, the reality check. If the sun doesn't shine more protonic than anything negatively neutronic about the earth, no life as we know it could keep existing. Again, if you don't shine more positive and protonic than anything negatively neutronic about your life, it can't keep existing. In the beginning, right, the earth was a true sister reflection of the Son of God, of all I am, with pyramids all over all, at every point in time and space. Holy with the Spirit of God of all I am, more positive than anything negative matter about it, okay? And it was he shafted, it was snaked by a snake god devil. It was Shiva shafted by a snake god devil, the Shiva shafting destroyer of the Hindu Sindhu, the first faith of religion of the world you do world. And Adam came to himself in the garden. He knew he was created good as truth. He knew he was created never to be destroyed. And he was eons and eons old, but he didn't know how to get his bearings on reality. He didn't know that the only way he could stay good as truth is to cross more positive always than all negativity. He lost the articulation. And in reality check, right, not only did Shiva shaft and snake the world, he shafted and snaked all mankind, because he looked up and he saw Eve, and it wasn't her fault. She just came from a lesser knowledge, a lesser gnosis of faith than he did, okay? And here's what happened. She was at his rib, she was at his side, she was from all sides of him, okay? And he lit up for her, not knowing, right, that her faith was no good as truth for him or her. And he lived 930 years after getting shafted by the devil of us. Your way of faith, y'all way of faith, right? You'd be way off. Y'all to Baal's faith, with y'all to Baal's faith, the he shafting articulation of all gods that state negative with negativity to the good truth of you, okay? And he was shafted by the snake god devil and sent into a barren world that was destroyed, and lived 930 years, right? And died of it, of the fruit of faith of him, because when he took on that fruit of faith, right, and he couldn't wrap his logic around what was good as truth anymore, right? Because in reality, no faith is good as truth, right? He was snaked the same way the earth was, in the same way all mankind has been snaked ever since then. And that's why they call this the devil's world. And that's why the devil of you only states through the faith of you, and all over the world, right? Faith in government, and faith in religion, and then faith in just foolishness, right? Rules the day. And until we as mankind, right, take hold of this knowledge that I'm sharing with you, right, to only make your lives and the world around you good as true, from the mind through the body to the world, it won't be. And in reality check, right, you're only suffering it to no end. Because once you die negatively deficient in this body, right, and you collapse your life into a black hole abyss, right, all that you are, right, is being radiated out like a black hole. And through this radiating out, it's your energy, right, being turned into everything else that isn't you, just negative of you here and now for forevermore. I mean, how could it not be? This is the reality check of what's happening. And it's a sad shame. Listen to me. You can tell a doggy or a monkey, no, bad, sit, lay, stay, but you will never be able to tell that animal to go do more positive than anything negative. It's the only way you can add up, stay, or be good as truth. It's the only absolute bigger, better here and now than all negativity. An animal, no matter how smart they are, they'll never get that. How about you? Again, the state of one more positive than negative is the only light, joy, warmth, good God or truth, holy with spirit, all will ever know or be. It's the only state that all in body of atom matter evolved is stated good to the truth of God, their shape, form, and mass, only crossing bigger and better to the here and now of reality check. With the buildings, trees, you, me, every body of everything, creation applied one to the here and now existence of all, God, truth, reality check. With all solid, liquid, gas, plasma of you, right? It's the substance, durability, and solidness, the density, value, and volume of all. And in reality check, if you don't know that, right? If you don't know to always come back more positive than negative, you're always negative for it with the faith of you. And again, it's the only bad, evil, sinful way of you. And to cross more positive than negative always is the bad, evil, sinful way of nothing. It's the only way you can add up, stay, or be good as truth, only to an absolute bigger, better here and now of you, to the here and now of your reality check. You can't suffer out of existence, decay, disintegrate, or die of being more positive and good as truth than all of all negativity. Negativity is the only state all of all in body of atom matter evolved is in a state of decay and disintegration, suffering and death to one neutral nothing, just absolutely negative of them here and now, to reality check. Where two or more atoms cross and bond, evolve, right? They are stated good as truth, Christ-like, right? And where two or more atoms cross and bond, they make the good truth of God of every shape, form, and mass you can think of, not to exclude every dimension of time and space you can think of, and every shape, form, and mass of the God of Allah of all, for everlasting peace I am, the absolute good truth of God of the example and life of Jesus Christ, the absolute bigger, better of the 3 times male, Father, Son, and even Holy Spirit, of all mankind's negativity to one neutral nothing, I absolutely positively am. The full thief man, God, King, Atomus of all, God, truth, reality check, I am. Peace.